Get ready for a tale as old as time, about a jealous queen or animosity towards her stepdaughter and her upcoming beauty, who gets help from 7 dwarves, or bandits, or whatever, and will rise to become the leader she is meant to be, all for the sake of her people. Ugh, dude, we get it. You already did a review on Snow White. Snow White? Yeah, no. I wanted to watch an entertaining movie. Mirror, mirror. So, when I told my wife about the Snow White movie a few weeks ago, she said, sounds like Mirror, Mirror. She told me a bit more about it, and I was curious, so I sat down to watch it. And you know what? It's pretty good. Now, would I have felt this positively about the movie if not for the dumpster fire that was Snow White a few weeks ago? Who can say? But it's funny how they already had a blueprint for the Snow White they claimed to want that was actually competently done. So, there you go. And before I get too far into talking about the cast of the movie, I want to start by saying, fuck Peter Dinklage. Now I get it, you're a fantastic actor. There are plenty of roles that you have absolutely made your own. Yeah, this isn't about that. No, your awesome ability as an actor is not what I'm here to complain about. But I do want to say that if you're advocating for dwarf actors and then ensure that 7 less get employed, I'm sorry, man. You're a dick. All because your fifis were about to get hurt? No. So, that being said, before we get to the rest of the cast, I just want to shout out the 7 actors that portray the thieves that just so happen to be dwarves. The order is simply as they appear on IMDb. So first you have Jordan Prentice as Napoleon, Mark Povinelletti, I'm probably pronouncing that improperly, as Half Pint, Joe, or Joey Ganafo, as Grub, Danny Woodburn as Grim, Sebastian Saracino, I think that's it, as Wolf, Martin Kleba as Butcher, and Ronald Lee Clark as Chuck or Chuckles. Now, all 7 of these actors portray unique and interesting and likable characters. Even though they weren't the main focus of the movie, they were a treat, and whenever they were on screen, it just made the film a better thing, and it would have been lesser without their inclusion. So, just want to get that out there in the forefront. These guys did a fantastic job. They were all incredibly likable and funny and charismatic, and they absolutely made the movie. They were probably one of my favorite parts. And as for the rest of the cast, truth is, they all shine. Julia Roberts as the Queen is funny, in addition to being, evil, the thing that the evil Queen is kind of supposed to be. And Lily Collins as Snow White is lovely, very charming. And their relationship, the two of them, share, was believable. And I enjoyed watching the Queen's snarky, sarcastic dismissal whenever someone would say anything remotely positive about Snow White. It was this passive-aggressive, as opposed to overbearing and cartoonish, portrayal that was really welcome. And it's unfortunate that I have to keep comparing this to Snow White, because, it's a much better interpretation of the movie, and it's amazing that it's 13 years old by comparison. Now, that being said, this movie does lean very heavy into the comedic, and it works. The softer comedic approach is more approachable, and it feels like a solid entertainment that won't make you regret all of your life choices for watching it. Unlike a more recent movie that I could name. And will. Snow White. On top of that, it does something I never thought I would see. It breaks the mold involving Sean Bean, which, I don't want to spoil it, but, if you know, you know. Add to that Armie Hammer, who plays Prince Alcott. He's likable, and I really enjoyed watching him, be generally charming and capable, but also kind of his arrogance gets in the way and allows him to be bested more than once by people that he pretty much shouldn't be bested by. And then you've got Nathan Lane, who is always a treat, as Brighton, I think that was his name. And no, it's just a fantastic film. I don't know if fantastic is the word. Again, I'm comparing this to Snow White because Snow White was absolute trash, and this movie, by comparison, is actually decent. I think it has like a 5.6 on IMDb, as opposed to, Snow White that has a 1.6. And yeah, by that metric, it means that this movie should be at least 4 times better, and it feels infinitely more than that. So yeah, there you go. So in summary, Mirror Mirror is a worthwhile movie to go watch, and compared to the Snow White movie that's in theaters right now, it's high freaking art. So take that for what it's worth. On its own, is it still worth your time? Yeah, you can check it out on Amazon Prime for free. So if you don't have an Amazon Prime account, it's about the same as it would be to just go to the theater. and waste your time watching Snow White. So there you go. Plus you get all these other cool stuff like, I don't know, Invincible, or I can't think of anything else offhand, but there's some good stuff on Amazon that you can check out. Alright, if you like this video, feel free to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. New videos come out at least twice a week, typically on Saturdays and Wednesdays, so if you want to see a new movie that I decided to watch this week or whatever, feel free to come back and let me know what you think. And for speaking of which, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of this video, or this movie, or what movie you'd like me to see in the near future. But until next time, make sure you check up on your friends, your family, make sure everybody's doing alright, and we will see you at the movies. Take care, guys.